Hello, in this video we're looking at issue 71 of Warhammer 40,000 Imperium magazine, where we get the first sprues to build some Lychguard for the Necrons, and in today's battle the Destroyer Lord will be taking command for once. Hello, I'm Mike, and this is Will. We are the Tabletop Donkeys.
Hello.
And we're bringing you issue 71 of Warhammer 40,000 Imperium magazine today. And this issue we got the first half of 5 Necron Lychguard. And as always, before we look through the magazine, you can skip to today's game using the chapter bars or the time codes in the description. Looking at the issue, first up, we have the battle record for the Lychguard. The elite bodyguards of the Necron nobility are usually equipped with either war scythes or hyperphase swords and dispersion shields. So you can give them a name, what sort of damage they took from their time in stasis. You can even give them their own personal glyph that they would wear. And then background on the age of the Dark Imperium, going over the state of the Imperium as a result of the opening of the Great Rift. That caused the Imperium to be split in two. Many worlds were absorbed by the Great Rift, and the Imperium has lost contact with them. And it sort of goes over the mindset of the Imperium. Perhaps if they were more innovative, they would have been quicker to react or deal with the rising threat of chaos, but perhaps the ignorance is for the best. If the average Imperial knew of the horrors of the galaxy, perhaps they would immediately give in to despair and madness. And then background on Helbrecht, the High Marshal of the Black Templars. So he's effectively the chapter master of the Black Templars, who, like his brethren, is a devout crusader and servant of the God Emperor. Apparently has a particular rivalry with Imhotep the Stormlord. And then we have Merrick Grimaldus, the High Chaplain of the Black Templars, and he goes over his most famed combat here at Hell's Reach, which was part of the Armageddon campaign against the Orcs, and he is often accompanied by a retinue of servitors carrying various holy relics. And then there's a short story here from the perspective of a Emperor's Champion. A Black Templar will assume the role of the Emperor's Champion and will seek out the most dangerous foes in the name of the Emperor. And you can actually see a little showcase there of Black Templar miniatures. And then we have the continuing story of rogue trader Zanora von Hart, the incident at Arabeth 4, where she was invited to a business dealing with another rogue trader, Linus Sloane. Unfortunately, this turned out to be a bit of a trap, as Sloane was in league with some of the Drukhari, who attacked the Void Mistress, but luckily Captain von Hart and her crew were able to survive. And it goes over some of the other pirates that a rogue trader might encounter, so Orc freebooters and Eldari Corsairs, as well as renegades and traitors from the Imperium who have gone off on their own. And then we have background on Captain Sloane, the possible traitor here, and it notes that Inquisitor Malok is taking particular interest in his dealings with the Drukhari. And then another Necron character here, Orican the Diviner. In his organic life, he was actually a diviner to the Silent King himself. His gifts of foresight are so great that he was able to predict major events such as the Horus Heresy, the Tyrannic Wars, and the opening of the Great Rift. And on the next page, we have Anrakir the Traveller, who is a noted Necron overlord on his own quest to unite the forces of the Necrons. He works tirelessly to awaken other tomb worlds or reclaim them from other races and extracts a tie from them, and he is apparently capable of taking over the machines of the lesser races. And then we have the build guide for the Lychguard. This is a bit of an older kit, similar to the Immortals, so they actually have separate legs and torsos. It gives you the option of building either the war scythes or with the shields and swords, but the painting guide coming up is noted to be using the war scythes. But now I'll hand you over to Will, who will take us into today's game.
So no new rules in this issue, we're straight on to our mission, in which the Imperial forces are pressing deeper into the Necron tombs and have discovered stasis chambers housing more Necron warriors, and they resolve to sabotage and destroy as much as possible to try and slow the Necron reinforcements, whereas the Necrons simply want to stop them, knowing that they have the numbers advantage, so they can try and grind the Imperial forces down. So we have our next action mission, the Stasis Chambers, which is only a 50 power mission, and it's on 2 battle mats that you can see down here. So there's a 6-inch deployment zone along the short edges, and 3 objective markers, one right in the centre, and then 2 other ones a quarter of the way across, down the centre line. The primary objective is taking hold, which we've had before, so 5 victory points for controlling 1 or more objectives, 2 or more objectives, and controlling more objectives than the opponent, but you can't score that in the first battle round. And for secondary objectives, both players have to have the stasis banks objective, which means you gain 3 victory points every time you do the stasis banks action. 1 unit can start to perform it at the end of your movement phase if they're within range of an objective marker, and there are no enemy units within range of the marker. Completed at the end of the next command phase, as long as the unit is still there. So very straightforward for that one. We'll show you our armies and get it straight into the battle. So here is my 50 power of Necrons. I've actually gone for a 25 power detachment here. It's not entirely clear in the magazine if they ever intended that was only available in 25 power missions. It doesn't say so specifically, so we're both okay with me taking this. So it's a smaller, more elite army. We've got 3 HQs, the Skorpekh Lord, the Plasmancer and the Technomancer. Even though there's usually a limit of 2, the Cryptek's Dynastic Advisors rule lets me bring 2 for a single HQ choice, with 2 troops choices, 5 Immortals and 10 Warriors with Gauss Reapers. We've got Skorpekh Destroyers, 2 Crypto Thralls, 2 units of 3 Canoptek Scarabs, the Canoptek Spider, 3 Canoptek Wraiths with Transdimensional Beamers, and 3 Tomb Blades with the usual mix of weapons. The Skorpekh Lord will be my Warlord. Obviously I don't have the Overlord in this game, so I'm free to pick whoever I want, and he'll have the Enduring Will Warlord trait, so he takes -1 damage from everything, and the Technomancer will have the Photonic Trans-Subjector Arcana, so he ignores the first failed save per turn. And here is 50 power of Imperium.
So I've got 2 HQ choices. I've got the Captain and the Lieutenant, and the Captain's going to be my Warlord. I'm going to give him Grim Resolve Warlord trait, gives him an extra wound and a chance to ignore wounds on a 6. Then I've got the Victrix Guard, 2 units of 5 Assault Intercessors, a unit of 5 Infiltrators, the Eliminators, the Aggressors, the Outriders, and I had 4 power left over, so I brought the Skitarii Rangers as well.
So here's our battlefield on 2 battle mats. We've got a large building in the centre representing the central stasis chamber, 2 smaller ones towards the sides with 3 objectives deployed, and obviously we've deployed our forces. But let's have a look at my Necron deployment. Down the closest end of the board we've got 1 unit of Scarabs, the Destroyers, the Destroyer Lord and the Wraiths, which are hiding behind that building. In the building are the Immortals, the Crypto Thralls and the 2 Cryptek's. The Tomb Blades are behind them, and then we've got the Warriors, the other unit of Scarabs, and the Spider over on the far side. I didn't put anything in strategic reserves for this game. And on the other end we've got the Imperial deployment. So I'll go from left to right. I've got a unit of Assault Intercessors out here outside this building. In the structure I've got the Aggressors, most of the Skitarii Rangers, got the Eliminators on the roof, and then I've got the other unit of Assault Intercessors with the Lieutenant and the Captain and the Victrix Guard, and the Outriders on my left flank. And just down here behind this structure I have the Infiltrators who have used concealed positions to get up a little bit further. So we'll just roll off to see who gets the first turn. Well, I've rolled a 1.
I won, so I think I'll go first actually.
So we'll go into Imperium turn 1. So we're going to start with 6 command points in this game because it's only a 50 power game. Obviously the Imperium are in the Devastator Doctrine in the first battle round. I don't have any command protocols because I don't have a Noble as my Warlord, and the Imperium won't be using Doctrines or Canticles of the Omnissiah because I don't have any Tech Priests around.
So before the first battle round starts, I've used the Skitarii Rangers 3 inches of Ranger move to get the wall inside the building so they're all in the cover. Most of my army is advancing, so these Assault Intercessors advanced, as did the Aggressors. The Infiltrators have moved up so they can take Objective 2. Can't score it in the first turn, but if they survive all the Necron shooting, I will get a whole whack of victory points. These Assault Intercessors moved up normally, so they're going to do the action. Eliminators and Skitarii are going to stay where they are. And then down here, the characters and the Victrix Guard advanced to get up behind that pipe, and the Outriders moved up normally to do some shooting.
And the action is started at the end of the movement phase, so the Assault Intercessors will be doing that.
So we're going to start shooting with the Eliminators, and they're going to fire hyper-frag rounds at this unit of Warriors. So this is D3 shots normally, but because it's such a big unit, that's just 3 shots. So 9 shots hitting on 2s. So that's 7 hits. Wounding on 3s. 6 wounds at AP -1.
6 5+ saves. Made 1, so 5 dead already. Reanimation gets us 1 back and 2 rerolls. 2 back. I'll just reanimate a couple a bit further forward.
I'll do the Skitarii Rangers next. They're going to shoot at the same Warriors. Only 2 of the rifles are in range, as well as the Plasma, the Arc Rifle and the Sniper, but the Sniper's going to shoot at the Spider instead. So 4 rifle shots on 3s, getting 2, and 4s, getting 2, AP -1.
5s, 2 dead so far.
Single Arc Rifle shot, misses. Plasma not supercharged, gets 1 hit, kills a Warrior.
So reanimation gets all 3 back.
And the Sniper misses.
So the reanimation continues the procession towards the middle of the board.
So I'll do the Outriders next, so they're going to shoot at the Destroyers, try and chip away, see if I can drop one of them. 12 shots on 3s, you're rolling 1s, because of the Captain. 10 hits, wounding on 5s, you're rolling 1s, because of the Lieutenant. 7 wounds.
So we've got 7 4+ saves. Failed 3, so that will drop a destroyer. I'll re-roll one to attempt to save a destroyer. Yes, so 2 wounds.
Fine, I've got the infiltrators, they'll shoot at the destroyers as well, see if I can finish off that wounded one. Only 5 shots because they moved and it's long range, on 3s rolling 1s, but 6s auto wound because of the carbines, so there's an auto wound and 3 hits. 5s rolling 1s, oh, 2 more wounds, that's 3 plus saves.
I made them all. So, not really major damage, but the Imperium have got good board position as we head into Necron's turn 1. So in the command phase, the Technarchs will bring back D3 warriors. 3, so that's all of them. So in the movement phase, the Destroyers advanced, as is those Scarabs. They both roll 6s, so they got really far forward. Skorpekh, Lord, Wraiths, Tombblades, and the Immortals all move normally. In the middle, the Crypto Thralls will moved up, so they're going to start the action at the end of the movement phase, because they're in range of it there. Plasmancer is just behind. Technomancer moved up to the wall. The Spider advanced, got to there. The Warriors moved some of them into the building, some behind it, and that final unit of Scarabs just over there moved normally as well. So at the end of the movement phase, as I said, I'll start the action, and Harbinger of Destruction will hit the Infiltrators for some mortal wounds, just 1. I'll start the shooting phase with the Warriors shooting at the Infiltrators, because they're only in range.
I'm going to use Transhuman Physiology on them.
Only 8 are in range, so we've got 16 shots hitting on 3s. 10 hits wounding on 4s because of Transhuman. Well, only 2.
2 4 plus saves because we have cover. Made 1, failed 1, doesn't do any damage.
The Helix Adept ignores that. Texmarcher also fired at them but didn't do anything, so I'll do the Tombblades next. We've got the Gauss, 3 times, and wounds 2 times.
2 4 plus saves again. All failed both, so we're down at Infiltrator.
Tesla got 2 wounds, but these ignore cover because of the Nebuloscope.
3 plus saves. Made both.
And the Particle Beamer got 2 wounds.
2 plus saves. Made both.
And the Immortals got a further 2 wounds.
4s. Made 1, so Wounded Man dies.
Wraiths next on 4s, just 1, and a 4. Yes, 8 minus 3.
5 plus. You.
Kills on 1. Plasmancer can't see anything, so we've just got the Skorpekh Lord left to shoot at the Outriders, because he won't hurt the Infiltrators very much. 5 shots, 2s, re-rolling 1s, they'll hit. Winning on 3s, re-rolling 1s. Well, that's 5 wounds.
5 4 plus saves. 1 guy's down to 1 wound.
And the Necromantic Spider wasn't in range of anything either, it can't see the Infiltrators. So we're on to the charge phase. I'm actually going to declare a charge with the Wraiths on the Infiltrators, because they've got a really long one to make.
And I'll set it to defend.
So we will need a big roll. Not a 4, I won't roll that. So I'll try with these Scarabs over here, they did not advance. They roll a 12, well that will do. So that's enough to get them over here, which more importantly gets them on the objective. No other charges, so we'll have 12 attacks hitting on 4s. Only 4 hits, wounding on 5s. All 2.
3 plus armour, made both. And hitbacks from the Infiltrators on 2s, they all hit. And 3 to wound, 4 wounds.
6s, nope, kills the base. Reanimation, no. In the morale phase, the Infiltrators do have to take a morale test.
They're fine.
So that is it for Necron's turn 1. So with that, we'll be on to Imperium turn 2. And at the end of the Imperium command phase, they gain 8 victory points for holding 1 objective, which isn't more than the Necrons, thanks to the Scarabs making their charge, and another 3 for completing the action.
So in the middle, the Infiltrators have fallen back, while the Aggressors have moved up normally, along with the characters in the Victrix Guard into the middle. Outriders are going to face off against the Destroyers. Behind the wall, the Infiltrators have fallen back, as I said. These Assault Intercessors are going to stay here for now to do the action this turn. These Assault Intercessors are moving around. Skitarii have moved, so they have a better line of sight on things, and the Eliminators are going to stay where they are. I'll do the Outriders first. They're going to shoot at the Destroyers. 12 shots on 3s, rolling 1s. 11 hits, wounding on 5s, rolling 1s. Nothing at all. The Aggressors are going to shoot their Flamestorm Gauntlets at the Warriors. 66 automatic hits. 20 hits, wounding on 4s, re-rolling 1s. 10 wounds and 5 re-rolls. Getting 3 more, it looked like.
I've got 4 in cover, so with the Tactical Doctrine, they'll be on 4s. 2 are dead so far. 1 left. Dead. And the rest are on 5s. Made 2, so that's 8 dead. Reanimation. Reroll 1s. 4 back.
Do the Skitarii next. They're going to shoot at the Wraiths. 12 shots from Galvanic Rifles on 4s because we moved. And 5s to wound. Getting 3.
No one in cover, so 4s. 2 wounds.
Do the Plasma next. 2 hits. 3s. 2 wounds.
4 plus invulnerable. Oh, 2 more damage.
4
Oh, sorry, Arc Rifle, yeah.
hits. 3s to wound. Yep.
4. Nope.
Sniper on a 4. No.
So that killed a Wraith. Did it come back? No. And I forgot to mention it, but the Alpha also did a wound to the Scarabs with his blast pistol, because he wasn't in range of the Wraiths.
So this Assault Intercessor squad's going to shoot at the Warriors. Not supercharging the plasma. It's hit on 3s. White dice wound on 4s. Black dice wounds on a 3.
I've put one in cover for the bolt pistol on a 4. No. And I'll put one not in cover for the plasma, so it will just die.
Yeah.
And reanimation again. One back. So the Victory Scar did another wound to the Scarabs with a grenade.
And then the captain's going to fire his plasma pistol unsupercharged at the Wraiths, try and finish off that wounded one. He hit. Didn't wound. Hey, you know what? I'll spend a command point to re-roll that, because I've got quite a few. He wounded.
4+. Yes. Lieutenant failed to wound a Wraith with his pistol as well.
So I've just got the Eliminators left, and they're going to shoot at the Wraiths as well, with mortis rounds. 3 shots on 2s, 2 hits, 4s, 1 wound.
4+. Made it.
On to the charge phase, I'll do the Aggressors. They're going to charge the Scarabs.
Aggressors made it.
I'll do these Assault Intercessors. They're going to charge the Scarabs as well. Need a decent roll. Ooh, an 8. Assault Intercessors, the Aggressors and the Lieutenant all going into those Scarabs. And the Outriders going into the Destroyers. Still managing to stay within 6 of the Lieutenant and the Captain because of the length of their bases, basically. Picking the Outriders to go first, I'm spending a command point for Gene Wrought Might, so 6s to hit automatically wound the Destroyers. And these hit on 3s, re-rolling 1s because of the Captain. So 3 auto wounds so far. Oh, getting 2 more and another hit. 8 regular hits, wounding on 5s, re-rolling 1s. 3 1s, and only getting 1 more, so 6 wounds in total.
And 4s. That failed 5. So we roll one of those, try and save a Destroyer. Nope. So 2 will die. Do any come back? No.
Doing the Aggressors next, 13 attacks, hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s. Yeah, there we go. 10 hits, looking for 2 re-rolling 1s.
Yeah, they're all dead.
So the Aggressors will consolidate into where the Scarabs were, and then those Assault Intercessors charge so they can be picked up, so they'll pile in and consolidate to bring in the Warriors.
So I've got that Destroyer fighting back, 3 attacks on 3s.
Going to use Transhuman Physiology.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wounding on 4s, re-rolling 1s. 1s. No, so he just kills the wounded one. And finally those Warriors can pile in to get them all in range, hitting on 3s with 5 attacks. There, they all hit. 4s. 3.
3+ armour. Oof.
Oh dear. But then the Warriors do have to make a morale test because they have lost 5 this turn, so on a 6 they will fail. No. So the Imperial have taken back the objective as we head into Necron's turn 2. So the Technomancer brings back D3 Warriors again, 2 this time, and I gain 8 victory points at the end of my command phase for holding 1 objective and doing action. In my movement phase, but we've moved a fair bit because if we don't, we're going to fall behind on victory points. So down here, the Destroyer will stay with the Outriders in melee. The Immortals have moved across, as has the Plasmancer and the Crypto Thralls as well. Tomb Blades will stay basically where they were because they're not going to fit into the objective room quite yet. The Destroyer Lord is going into the middle. The Warriors fell back. The Wraiths have gone round this way, and the Technomancer is following them. He'll fix that damage one at the end of the movement phase. And finally, the Spider and the Scarabs on the other side of that wall there. So the Crypto Thralls will start doing the action again, and then we've got the Harbinger of Destruction to hit the Assault Intercessors in the building for a mortal wound. Then we're on to shooting. We'll start with the Wraiths shooting at the Aggressors. Hitting all 4s, 1, and wounding on a 5. No. Technomancer did a wound to an Aggressor, now we'll do the Immortals shooting at them. We've got 10 shots, and I'm going to use Relentless Onslaught for a command point. So hitting on 3s, 6s, do an additional hit. Well, there's 2 extra hits, so that's 11. And 4s, 5.
4+ for the Aggressors. I made 3. I'll re-roll one of those. Almost certainly going to get shot at some more, but you never know. No.
Tomb Blades now. Gauss hits 3 times and wounds once.
Whoa, saved.
Tesla got 3 wounds.
3s. Failed 1.
And Particle Beamer did nothing, so Plasmancer next, shooting at them. D3 times. 1. He hit and wounds on 3. No. Re-roll that into a wound with -3.
5+ save. No.
So 2 damage kills the wounded one.
Ouch.
4 wounds from the Spider on the Sergeant.
Reading 2s. He's fine.
And lastly we'll have the Skorpekh Lord shooting at him 2d3 times. 4. And 2s. And 3s, re-rolling 1s. Yes, 3 wounds, 8 minus 1.
3s. Failed 1.
Yeah.
Charges down to 2.
On to the charge phase. We'll start with the Counterclick Spider charging those Intercessors in the ruin. It will go on the roof up there, where it can still fight, and it's also in range of the objective now as well. Skorpekh Lord will also charge those Assault Intercessors. You roll a 4, I think that will be enough. The Wraiths now are actually going to charge the Assault Intercessors round the corner by objective 3. So They roll 12. And lastly, I'm going to declare a charge with the Technomancer on the Assault Intercessors over there, just because I want him not here. If I get a decent roll, he might be able to go a slightly safer spot. So we'll see what we get. A 6. I will actually re-roll that. 5. No, that's even worse, so it's no good. Finally, these Scarabs over here, they'll charge the Aggressor Sergeant. So they go to there, and the Lieutenant has just heroically intervened into them. So at the start of the fight phase, the Outriders are within 6 inches of the Plasmancer, so they'll take a mortal wound on a 4+. They do. I'm going to pick the Scarabs to go first, and I spend a command point for self-destruction on the Aggressor Sergeant. So on a 2+, he will take mortal wounds. He takes D3 mortal wounds on a 3 for 2, so he dies. So I blew up the one that was engaged with the Lieutenant, and then the Scarabs have just consolidated like that.
So I'm going to spend 2 command points to interrupt with those Assault Intercessors, and you know what, I'll spend my last command point for Gene Wrought Might as well. So there's 21 attacks, hitting on 3s, rolling 1s, 6s do an automatic wound. Rerolls, getting 2 more automatic wounds again. 12 regular hits, wounding on 5s, rolling 1s. And a reroll, get it in the box, is a wound.
9 wounds, 9 4+ saves. 5, so 1 left on 1 wound. Does that one come back? No. Calic Spider will go next. 5 attacks on 4s, and wounding on 2s. That's 3 -3 on the Assault Intercessors.
They're all dead.
Okay, Skorpekh Lord had nothing to fight, so he's just powered and consolidated to get himself out of line of sight of most of the shooting, hopefully. So I've just got that Wraith to go. 4 attacks on 4s, and hit once. 3 to wound. That's a wound.
5+ armour? No.
So it kills 1. So that's all my charges, so the Outriders get to go now on the Destroyer.
Just 7 attacks hitting on 3s, we're not in range of any characters. 4 hits, wounding on 5s. 1.
4+ save. No, Destroyer takes a wound. And then just the Destroyer left. 3 attacks on 3s. Well, 3s. 2 wounds, AP -4, so it kills 1 and puts Sarge down to 1 wound. But that brings us to the end of Necron's turn 2. On to Imperium turn 3.
So I'm switching to the Assault Doctrine. In the middle, the characters and the Victrix Guard are all just moving to get near those Necrons. Skitarii and Eliminators are going to stand still. Assault Intercessors are going to stay in combat with that Wraith. Can't do the action because the Wraith is there, so the Infiltrators are just going to stay where they are for now and shoot at those Scarabs, I suppose. And the Outrider Sergeant is just going to move around there. I've got some pistols from Assault Intercessors on that Wraith, see if they can finish it off. Getting 3 hits, 5s, you're rolling 1s. 2 wounds at AP -2.
Well, 4+ in general, but hey, it died.
Do the Skitarii Rangers next. All of them except for this chap here can see the Destroy Lord, so they'll all shoot at him. This guy will just shoot at the Scarabs. 10 rifle shots on 3s, 6 rifle hits, wounding on 5s, getting 2.
We're in cover in here, so 3s. He's fine so far.
Plasma, not supercharged. I should say that before I do it. So
Well,
2 hits.
it's no use against him.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. 2 wounds.
4s, invulnerable, made them.
Arc rifle, he's within 15 there I think. 1 hit, wounds.
4 again. Nope, so it's 1 damage.
Blast pistol, 1 shot, misses. Sniper, misses again. The Eliminators will shoot at the Spider, try and chip some wounds off it, because they haven't really got any better targets. On 2s, getting 1. And it wounded.
5+. Failed, so 2 damage, down to 4.
So we'll do the Lieutenant's Volkite pistol at the Destroy Lord. 2 hits. 1 wound.
2+. Oh no, 3+ actually, sorry, because it's Assault Doctrine, but it was a 3.
Crack grenade from the Victrix Guard. Hits.
It's a wound. Saved.
Crack grenade from the Captain. Hits.
Didn't wound. And then a bit more shooting from the Infiltrators took that Scarab base down to 1 wound.
So we'll do some charging. Well, the Victrix Guard and the Lieutenant are going to go into the Destroyer Lord. Captain's going to go into the Destroyer Lord and the Technomancer.
Both of those will set to defend.
And the Assault Intercessors will try and charge these Scarabs. It's a 3, that's not going to be enough. I will re-roll that because I want to get more models on the objective. 5.
So no, sadly they were just outside of 6, so that wasn't enough. So all the characters are going into the middle like this.
Going to start with the Victrix Guard on the Destroy Lord. 10 attacks on 2s. Rerolling 1s because of the Captain. Ooh, still missed. 5s, rerolling 1s. 4 wounds in there.
4+ invulnerable. Oh, he takes 3 wounds, he's down to 2. I will spend 2 command points to interrupt, and he will put all his attacks on the Captain, because it might save the Technomancer. We'll use the big Hyperphase Harvester, or whatever it's called. 4 attacks on 2s, because he's set to defend. They will hit. And wounding on 2s, because he's strength 8, but rerolling 1s because of his own thing, so it's all wounding.
4+ invulnerable saves. We made 3.
So he only takes 3 damage.
Ignoring on 6s. Oh, he ignored 1. Yeah, only 2 damage. Lieutenant next, he's got 5 attacks looking for 2s, they all hit. And 5s. Got a wound.
4+? Yeah.
The captain's actually going to go for the Technomancer because he's annoying. 6 attacks on 2s. Getting 4. Looking for 3s. Oh no, 1. Which he'll ignore.
Yeah, he will ignore because he ignores the first failed save. Even though he can't roll a 7, it's still a failed save. I do roll the save technically, so yeah, he doesn't actually take any damage. But that is it. The Technomancer, 1 attack did not do anything to the captain, so we'll be on to Necron's turn 3. So in the command phase, obviously everything gains a wound, and due to a quirk of how the rules work, the Canoptic Spider brings a Scarab base back in the command phase before the end of the command phase when the objectives are scored. So I actually then do hold the objective 5 models to 4, and so getting 18 victory points, I'm up to 26, because I completed the action as well. The Technomancer also brought 2 warriors back, which you can see there. But then in the movement phase, the Plasmancer has gone over there, so he will be doing the action this turn. The Mortals have gone across to protect him. The Crypto Trolls are just inside this building here. They're going to try and deal with this Outrider Sergeant. Tomb Blades have zoomed across down here. The Skorpekh Lord actually fell back from the objective, but he's positioned still to protect the warriors. If the Lieutenant heroically intervenes, the Destroyers come into the building. Warriors moved up, Technomancer flew away. Finally, the Scarabs and the Spider have gone over to the back. Harbinger of Destruction will hit the Outrider Sergeant. So, okay, the contingency of the Crypto Trolls wasn't necessary because it does kill him. So, we're going to shoot basically everything at the Victrix Guard until they're dead, hopefully. So, I'll probably do a lot of rolling off camera and see what happens. Yeah, so they did go down, but it took me all the way to the Tomb Blades to do it, so all my shooting in the centre is gone. So we've got the Tomb Spider left. We'll shoot the Skitarii Rangers, because there's a lot of models there. 3 wounds after all that.
So we've got 1 guy in cover, lives. He needs 3s, so he dies. And then 4, lives. 1 dead.
So then we're on to charge phase. The Skorpekh Destroyer will charge the Captain, and the Scarabs are going to charge the Skitarii Rangers. So they're on a 5 to get to there, and then the Spider will charge the Infiltrators and the Assault Intercessors. This would need a decent roll. 7 I think is good. Not enough, I will spend my command point. 11. So it gets to there. And so Destroyer on the Captain, hits twice, reroll 1s. Nope, only needs 2. 2s. Yes.
4+ invulnerable. No. Gonna have to ignore some. No.
Spider will go for the Assault Intercessors. Well, I only hit once anyway. Did we wound?
No.
Kills 1. And finally the Scarabs did 4 wounds to the Rangers.
3 dead. Yeah, I'm not going to bother rolling my hit back, so I'm just going to concede at this point because I can't really deal with the Spider. Can't do anything over here. Yeah, the Imperium just don't have enough models left, and with the 10 victory points behind and not holding any objectives and not being able to do the action either, yeah, there's just not going to be any way they can come back from this. So we'll call that a Necron victory and recap the game for you now. Well, that was the game for issue 71 of Warhammer 40,000 Imperium magazine. How do you think that went? Sort of how I expected, to be honest. I sort of assumed you'd take the Race and the Spider, and possibly the Destroyer Lord and Destroyers as well. And that's a little bit more than Marines can really handle in melee. A lot of the Necron stuff does multiple damage, compared to Assault Intercessors only doing 1. And he did just come down to a big scrum in the middle. And I think the fact that the Assault Intercessors didn't charge into the Scarabs probably sealed the deal, because you ended up getting into a big lead at that point.
Yeah, those Scarabs existing meant that I then got the 15 victory points in turn 3. And had we carried on, I'd cleared the central objective. For the most part, it was just the Lieutenant left. You didn't have the models to go back in, so it would have been 15 every turn for me probably at that point.
Yeah, I did consider taking the Suppressors instead of the Eliminators as well, and they might have been a better choice. The fact that they're on flight stands means I can sit them on top of buildings and they can still see things over them. And I probably didn't use the Skitarii Rangers terribly well either. I probably should have deployed them somewhere else with better lines of sight.
Yeah, the central ruin, the way it was positioned and the board edge I chose, did give me quite a lot of cover from the Eliminators. I kept all my juicy targets as hidden as I could, and by the end of the game most of the warriors had come back. Your shooting didn't have as much of an effect as I think it probably needed to. It was a risk to not bring the Overlord and not have command protocols, because they can do nothing, but they can also be quite handy. But the trade-off was being able to have the Skorpekh Lord, who was virtually unkillable, and also taking a 25 power detachment, not having to bring so many troops units, and being able to just bring more smaller elite high damage units was quite handy on a smaller game, really, I think. The mission was a bit dull, to be perfectly honest. The fact you were doing the action every turn, but you could do it on any objective, just meant there'd just be a unit sitting at the back. It almost would have been more interesting, I think, to let us pick our own secondaries. That might have been a slightly more tactical game then. As it was 3 victory points a turn when the main one is up to 15, doesn't really affect the game
well,
much.
And the fact that it's one objective gets you 5, and then if you have 2, you also have more than your opponent. So it's a massive swing. Just means there's going to be a massive scrum in the middle. I mean, you could try and sneak a unit round, but the board's actually so small that any forces in the middle can always fall back really easily to take your home objective.
And that's why I didn't put anything strategic reserves. I think the same reason you didn't either, probably just because there was nowhere to bring them on. By the start of turn 2, there were just too many units in the way. But yeah, I genuinely don't actually think there's anything much more to say. Let us know what you thought about the video. If you liked it, then leave a like and subscribe. Let us know if you've been playing along. How did you do with this one? We've been the Tabletop Donkeys, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye for now.